Come gather round, new friends and old, and listen to my rhyme. Leaf's history I shall impart, a travel back in time. On March 13 of 81, at a place called Mill Dam Lake, from far and near they came to meet throughout the Sunshine State. The sky was gray, the weather cold, the cabins had no heat. 76 souls whose common goal no rain cloud could defeat. By morning's light that follows night, on that Friday it was clear that those who came and signed their names had a message for all to hear. The environment, that sacred trust, to teach of it, will need a unity of mind and heart, an environmental league. Some were strangers when they met, and others friends of old. Yet by the end of that first night, all were friends, I'm told. Throughout the day, as workshops go, we studied nature's way, and in the night, by campfire's light, sang songs and tunes did play. Aboard a wagon filled with hay, we did set forth to go, to see a gator's fire-red eyes, then watched the embers glow. Then sat we down at tables on Saturday's starry night to discuss and then to vote on this league to make it right. Then after all the talking, when all had had their say, hands were raised for the count, that vote then made the day. What must we do, it was then asked, to keep this spark alive? We've made a start, my friends, take heart. This movement will survive. The numbing cold of Sunday's morn was lessened by the fact that the fire was warm, the coffee hot, and all spirits still intact. We must begin, it was agreed, to nurture this newborn thing, to lay the groundwork down with words and solidify this happening. What of a name, it was then asked, to identify this league? Environmental Educators in Florida, it should read. The acronym would be the LEEF. A turkey oak, the sign, to symbolize our union with nature's own design. So volunteers were called for throughout the rank and file, and everyone who raised their hand did so with a smile. Then for weeks and months thereafter, they did communicate by phone call, carded letter, LEAF's ideals to formulate. Now they sat down on paper, bylaws for a constitution, goals, objectives, and a purpose for LEAF's dawning evolution. To teach with skill and knowledge of our ecology became the main objective of our philosophy. To govern LEAF's activities, 5 regional directors, to set forth policies and such, and serve as circumspectors. Next, the president to head the team, and a president-elect, one keeper of the books and funds. Now the offices were set. A newsletter was then needed, some way to communicate environmental news to all, LEAF's means to facilitate. And the leaflet, we did ask, who shall we put in charge? The man from Tallahassee's Hills, our own director at large. Committees were appointed, and subcommittees too, for none were left around to shout, "I have no job to do." On into spring and summer too, with autumn on the rise, the job was done by everyone, and the ink had barely dried. At this founding of the Florida LEEF, we could not begin to see how rapidly our leaf would grow into a lifestyle philosophy. My story is now ended, as stories often do. But as long as there's a leaf, my friend, LEAFers' stories are never through.